Good morning, guys. Hope you're doing well. Today I want to talk about this question, how to deal with unhappy people. This was the message that I got. Hey Arnav, hope all is well. I have recently got into a relationship. As naturally happens, I'm hanging out with my partner's friends on a weekly basis. One of my partner's friends is not the happiest or most joyful of people, to put it mildly. She tends to be on the more negative and pessimistic side. She obviously has happy and joking moments with her friends when making fun of things going on within the friend group or in the world, or when recounting fun memories from their past, but a lot of the time she doesn't really project a lot of happiness, smiling, or love. I am someone that tries to enjoy life and be happy. I think we shouldn't take life for granted. I find when I'm hanging out with my partner's friend, I'm very aware of her more stoic, less smiling presence, and her negativity definitely has an effect on me. In interacting with her, I constantly feel I'm being judged, and I find myself trying to make her more upbeat. Any pieces of advice in terms of interacting with my partner's friend? This is someone most months I'll be seeing, around 4 times a month. So, the first thing that I would say is you should have deep empathy for your partner's friend. To be unhappy on a consistent basis, that's sad for her. All of us go through ups and downs in terms of our mood throughout the week, but to consistently be in a bad mood week after week, month after month, you have to feel for her because there's stuff, negativity, sadness, that's going on, that's holding, that she's holding on to or dealing with, that isn't allowing her to enjoy life to the fullest. And let me be clear, that negativity or sad stuff might come from very real places. I don't want to make fun of that, they can be things that are out of her control. Losing a parent at a young age, some personal trauma that someone has afflicted on her, whatever it is, it's to a point where she can't appreciate the beauty of life as much. And on top of that, for her to be unhappy, a majority of the time while also in the presence of her friends, that's also very telling, because usually your friends are good at bringing your mood up. So more than anything, and I know it's hard because you feel like she's bringing negativity onto you, but I would say the way you should approach it is to feel deep empathy, that she isn't able to enjoy her life, and maybe to reflect on yourself and give yourself credit in your own evolution that you are happy on a day-to-day basis, and that's an accomplishment. A lot of people never get to that stage in their life. The second thing I would say is to talk to your partner and ask either her or their other friends to maybe have a frank and honest conversation about the way she comes off when she's hanging out with people. Often when you're friends with someone for a long time, you just accept some of their flaws and mistakes just out of the length of the friendship. However, the best friendships are those where the friends can be 100% honest and hold each other accountable, because it shows, you have the humility and ability to acknowledge you have flaws, but at the same time you're willing to take constructive criticism to improve on those flaws and grow to be a better version of yourself. If as a friend you feel like you need to hold back on constructive criticism, your friends can't become their best, version of themselves. I know you talk about trying to make her more upbeat, and I give you credit for that, but you, through your kindness and demeanor, yes, definitely you will make an impact, hopefully positively over time. Um, in terms of slowly changing your partner's friend to have a happier demeanor. But if you're looking for a more radical, bigger change that happens more quickly, that's probably best to come from someone she trusts and has been friends with for a long time. Them having a conversation with her, telling to, maybe work on improving her mood, in my opinion, is going to have much bigger of an effect more quickly than your incremental tries every week. I think the third thing that you need to also realize is your partner's friend, like, she's not going to like your happy-go-lucky demeanor. People who are miserable don't tend to like happy people. You're a threat to the way she lives or views the world. She's more pessimistic. And so she doesn't understand why you're always so happy, given her own disposition. And so, your happiness annoys her. You're a constant reminder to her that she's not as happy as she can be. And so with that, I would go to my fourth point, which is, I would say to you, you need to learn to not care as much and, sort of grow in your mental toughness. We all have different dispositions, and it's hard to change a human being's nature. Habits that have been practiced for years on end are hard to change. What you're seeing today of your partner's friends, maybe she's been practicing this behavior for the last 10 years. So in some ways, I would say to you, you need to embrace reality and accept it. I think you need to go into hanging out with your partner's friend, being more realistic. I think while it's nice that you maybe go in with the hope of, she'll be this happier version of herself, I think that expectation is really hurting you. You're projecting your ideal world where you would want everyone you interact with, to be as happy as you are. But unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. As we said before, a lot of people are not as emotionally evolved and thus stay bitter, angry, sad for a lot of their life. And some, it never changes. So hope these 4 pieces of advice help. Please let me know if you have any feedback. And yeah, thank you for watching and tuning in. Bye, guys.